The Full Monty started off as a movie, an Oscar-nominated movie, and when they decided to turn it into a Broadway stage play, what they did was they moved it from Sheffield, England, over to Buffalo, New York.
The Full Monty is about a bunch of guys who've kind of lost their way because they lost their jobs, and their jobs are their identity. And when that went away, these guys have kind of lost all their confidence, and they've lost their sense of purpose and direction.
And now they find themselves where they're out of work, their wives are working, and they don't know what to do with themselves.
So they decide to make a very quick amount of money by stripping.
Even though they're not the best looking guys in the world, the most coordinated guys in the world, or even the most, the brightest guys in the world, this is how they're gonna, sort of make their way in life, is to have this one big night where they strip and make $50,000, and it's supposed to make all their troubles go away.
But there's a whole lot more to the plot than that. I think a lot of people may be surprised when they come to see the show, just looking for the men to take off their clothes. There's a whole lot of heart in the story.
Characters are now trying to not only reinvent themselves, but find out exactly who they are, instead of being just that stereotypical mold.
But the nice thing about this play is that you start seeing the layers of their self-doubt, and you start seeing their insecurities peel away, just like a stripper takes off their clothing, until the very end when they go the Full Monty.
But the journey getting to that is really a comedy of errors, and also a little bit of a struggle in their personal relationships.
I want to feel like a person instead of a slob. I want to wake up knowing where I'm gonna go, not going nowhere, wandering the streets of Buffalo. It's a slow town.
Jerry's a guy who has lots of lame-brained ideas, and every time he comes up with a lame-brained idea, he's probably the only person in the room that thinks it's a brilliant plan, and everybody else around him tries to discourage him, but he's got an indomitable will, and he's going to do what he's going to do by hook or by crook, and he usually ends up convincing everybody around him to get into his folly and go along with him.
Pam is Jerry's ex-wife, and although there is a lot of conflict between Jerry and Pam throughout the show, there is an underlying deep love between the two. They do have an 11-year-old son, Nathan. Pam doesn't feel that Jerry is always the kind of father that she thinks he should be.
My character, Dave, not confident about himself at all. He's frustrated with himself. He always relies on his humor to get himself through, and he relies on his best friend, Jerry, throughout the day. If he's got an issue, he runs away from the issue, goes to Jerry to forget about the issues.
They always fail. You've been divorced. You've been to jail. You may be bold. You may be male. But you're a bum. Got your dreams. You've got your wishes. And I don't want to sound malicious. But you're a nut. And I've got dishes. I'm going home. See ya.
It really speaks to today's society, and of all the layoffs, and with all the unemployment, and all of the foreclosures, and all the uncertainty of the future. That's what these 6 guys are facing.
We've had a difficult economic situation, and I think there's plenty of people who can relate to that idea of sort of who you are being tied up in what you do.
And what it does, it shows how these 6 guys at least come up with a creative and fun way to reinvent themselves and to feel good about who they are.
I really think it's going to be an exciting and fun production for everyone.
I think the audience is going to be pleasantly surprised.
Most people have in their minds that they're going to see guys get naked on stage. But it's going to be something that you really are going to enjoy.
What is it like to strip on stage?
My attorney has counseled me to plead the fifth on the risk that I might incriminate myself.
It's all right if I read this now? What? Sean gave me something to read about. It is truly an honor to work with the likes of Mr. Young. Never before have I ever worked on or off stage with such talent. Hold thumb up and smile.
Here you go, buddy. Hold on to that, okay?